and welcome to English for You. I'm Erin.
And I'm Elsie. Erin, all parents want their children to be healthy.
That's right.
But I've seen on TV, there are so many children that have some defects or disabilities. Have you ever known anybody that has a baby with defects or disabilities?
Well, actually, one of my friends in Canada had a baby a few years ago. I think she's about 6 now. Her name is Siona, and she was born with a disability. She has a disease called cerebral palsy, and it's not like a birth defect, like something is wrong with her. It's more of a disability. She has something wrong with her mind. She isn't able to control her body as well as other people. And it's been really interesting watch her grow up. Her mom and her father are very, very helpful. They find the best schools, the best doctors. And now that she's going into school, she's doing really well, which is good to see because it can be hard for young people to grow up with disabilities.
Yes.
And she's actually getting the best childhood she can. So it's great to see.
Yeah, and it's very good that her parents give her the best help, right?
Yes, the best that she can have. Yeah. So today, what we're going to talk about in our article is all about birth defects or disabilities. So let's get started on that now.
Reading. Love makes whole smiles. All new parents love to see their little bundles of joy smiling. However, 2 birth defects can cause babies' mouths and lips not to form properly. These birth defects are the cleft lip, CL, and the cleft palate, CP. They can affect a child's ability to speak and eat, and they even cause hearing and tooth problems. Sadly, CL and CP affect almost 2 babies in every 1,000 births in the U.S. alone. Taiwanese organization Nordhoff Craniofacial Foundation, NCF, started Love Makes Whole to help these children. It raises money for affected children both locally and in developing countries. Through this special program, people give a certain amount of money to children with CL and CP each month. Since 1998, 1,600 international patients have received free surgery and related medical care thanks to NCF. The organization feels it has a duty to help overseas patients, as many of these people are faced with poverty and hunger. What's more, poorer countries often lack proper medical tools for CL and CP surgery.
So today's article starts out by saying, all new parents love to see their little bundles of joy smiling. Now, what's a bundle of joy? We're going to straight into today's shortcut for you to find out.
Shortcut for you.
Congratulations on your new baby! Annabelle is so cute!
Thank you. But being a mother is hard work. I haven't slept in 20 hours.
Oh, your bundle of joy is keeping you awake at night?
I don't know about you, but it's not a joy to be awake for so long.
That's not what I meant. When we talk about a bundle of joy, we're talking about a baby.
Oh, I see. A bundle of joy is 婴儿. Oh no, I think we woke Annabelle. She's going to cry any minute now.
Anyway, I just stopped to say hello. I'll let you get back to your bundle of joy.
A bundle of joy? Annabelle is more like a bundle of tears.
it's very true. All parents want to see their babies smiling.
Right, so the bundle of joy is actually a baby.
Baby?
Now, we've started out with a really nice thought. Cute little baby smiling at us. Unfortunately, that isn't always the case. The article says, however, 2 birth defects can cause babies' mouths and lips not to form properly. Now, we saw the noun defect here, which is spelled D-E-F-E-C-T, defect. Now, a defect is a fault or the lack of something that makes something not perfect. Now, this can be on a human body. It can also be on a piece of machinery or a car or something like this. So, as an example, we could say, we have to check all the products for defects before they go to the store. So, if they have defects, you don't want to sell them.
Defect 缺陷是一个名词，文章中提到的 birth defects 就是先天的缺陷，出生的时候就有的缺陷。那缺陷这个字呢 defect 除了用在人身上之外呢，也可以用在商品身上，像刚刚的例句我们提到 products 商品，有可能有 defects 缺陷，那就不可以出货卖给别人，对不对
？Now, we also saw that some babies' lips and mouths don't form properly. Now, let's look at this adverb properly, which is spelled P-R-O-P-E-R-L-Y, properly. It means that something is done correctly or in a way that's considered right. For example, the bicycle's brakes don't work properly, so I need to get them fixed.Properly 它是一个副词，代表适当地。那它的形容词呢很简单，同学们只要把字尾的 ly 去掉，看到 proper 就是形容词适当的。 All right, now let's find out a bit more about these defects, okay? The article says, these birth defects are the cleft lip, that's your lip, and the cleft palate at the top of your mouth there. Now, usually with the cleft lip, it's the top lip.Not the bottom one. Yeah. Now, a cleft palate is formed when a baby's mouth has a space at the top. Or the same is true of a cleft lip, which makes a space in the baby's lip. Now, this can be a bit tough to understand, so maybe Elsie can help us explain a little bit more.
Sure. We see the cleft lip 就是所谓的唇裂。那唇裂通常发生在上唇的部位。Cleft, C-L-E-F-T 就是裂开的意思，代表它上唇是无法闭合的。那我们看到的 the cleft palate 那就是腭裂。腭是什么呢？上颚的腭。So the cleft lip and palate 那就是唇腭裂。
Oh, thanks, Elsie. Now let's look at what kind of problems cleft lips and palates can cause. The article says, they can affect a child's ability to speak and eat, and they even cause hearing and tooth problems. Now, all of these things are very important for children as they grow up. So cleft lips and palates actually cause a lot of problems for children.
Right. Are there a lot of babies suffering from this?
You know, the number of babies born with these birth defects is quite high. Now, the article says, sadly, cleft lip, CL, and CP, cleft palate, affect almost 2 babies in every 1,000 births in the U.S. alone.
Wow, that's a pretty high number, right?
That is. Now, I wonder what the number is in Taiwan. Do you know?
I don't know what the number is in Taiwan, but I do know is 1 baby in every 500 to 600 births has cleft lip and palate in Asia.
So about the same as the U.S. then. Wow, that is quite a lot. Now, luckily, there are people out there who are working to fix these problems. The article tells us Taiwanese organization Nordhoff Craniofacial Foundation, or NCF, which is much easier, started Love Makes Whole to help these children. Now, this organization was started by Dr. Samuel Nordhoff. Yeah, in 1990. Now, he was someone special in Taiwan. He was the president of McKay Memorial Hospital in Taipei from 1959 to 1975.
台湾的罗惠夫卢颜基金会呢，是由罗惠夫这位美国医师兼传教士所创立的基金会。那罗医师呢，之前还担任过马偕医院的院长。
Okay. Now, how does this organization help children with cleft lips or cleft palates? The article says, it raises money for affected children both locally and in developing countries. Now, let's take a closer look at this phrase, developing countries. A developing country is a poor country, one that doesn't have a lot of industries. We call them developing because they're trying to become more advanced.
Yes, developing countries, 开发中国家. I think Taiwan is a developing country, right?
I'm not sure, actually. I feel like it's pretty developed.
I think so. 再来呢，我们还有所谓的已开发国家 developed countries, like the US. 还有我们所谓的低度开发国家 underdeveloped countries, 以及最后的未开发国家undeveloped countries.
Right. So I think that's great. I think that the idea behind this organization is great. They're not just helping babies in Taiwan, but also in other countries, developing countries, maybe ones that can't afford it. Let's keep learning a little bit more about NCF. The article says, through this special program, people give a certain amount of money to children with CL and CP each month. Now, this noun program is spelled P-R-O-G-R-A-M, program. It's a plan of things that are done to achieve something. For example, the government set up a special tree planting program for schools. This encourages students to learn more about nature.
Program 就是计划方案 to set up the program 定出一项计划
Okay, now the organization puts this money to good use.
Yes.
The article tells us, since 1998, 1,600 international patients have received free surgery and related medical care thanks to NCF. Now, we've got a lot to look at in this sentence. There's quite a few words we need to talk about. Let's look at the first part. 1,600 international patients. Now, a patient is spelled P-A-T-I-E-N-T, patient, is a person that receives medical care or treatment. For example, the doctor has to visit several patients every day to make sure that they're comfortable or healing.
Patient 当名词的时候呢，是病人、患者的意思，就是文章当中所提到的。那 patient 本身呢，也可以当一个 adjective 形容词来用，什么意思呢？有耐心的。那耐心这个字，这个名词我们该怎么说呢？Patience.
Now, maybe the adjective patient has the same word as patient as a noun because you have to wait for the doctor all the time.
You have to wait for the doctor, so you have to be patient as a patient.
Yeah. Now, we also saw that these patients received free surgery. Surgery is a noun, and it's spelled S-U-R-G-E-R-Y, surgery. Surgery is a medical treatment in which a doctor cuts into someone's body to fix or remove damaged parts. It sounds scary, and it can be scary, but it usually works, so don't be scared of it. For example, my uncle has cancer, so the doctor is going to perform surgery to try to remove it.
Surgery 就是我们说的手术 To perform a surgery 执行一项手术
Now, have you ever had a surgery?
No, I haven't had a surgery before.
Very lucky. I had a small one in high school, but everything's fine.
Good.
Yeah. Now, the patients also received medical care. Medical is an adjective, and it's spelled M-E-D-I-C-A-L, medical. It's related to the treatment of injury or disease. For example, call 119. This man needs medical attention right away.
Okay, medical 就是医疗的这个形容词 Medical care 医疗照护
Now, we also saw the phrase thanks to in that sentence. We use thanks to say that someone or something is responsible for something good that happened. For example, thanks to Jenna's hard work, we were able to complete the report on time.
Thanks to 幸亏由于 to 后面呢会加上一个名词或是一个对象 So thanks to NCF a great number of patients have had free surgeries and medical care
Which is awesome.
Right.
But that's not all NCF has done. The article tells us the organization feels it has a duty to help overseas patients, as many of these people are faced with poverty and hunger. Now, the organization helps overseas patients, too. This word is pretty much exactly what you might think it is. It's spelled O-V-E-R-S-E-A-S, overseas. 2 words there. But it's one word. It's spelled as one word. And it's an adjective that's someone or something that exists in a different country from you across an ocean or a sea.
Yes.
Like it says overseas. So at Canadian universities, overseas students have to pay a lot of money to attend the school.
Overseas 是一个形容词，国外的。那我们还有呢，比如说 overseas patients 文章提到的国外的病患，或者是例句提到的 overseas students 国外的学生，也就是留学生的意思。那么 overseas 呢也可以当做一个副词来形容哦，来使用哦，像是 I want to study overseas when I grow up 等于 I want to study abroad when I grow up 长大后我想要到国外去念书。
We also saw that many overseas patients are faced with something. This phrase, faced with something, means that you have to deal with something. For example, after she was fired from her job, Candace was faced with the problem of finding a new one.
Face 在这边当动词面对 Somebody be faced with a problem 某人面对问题
Right, we also saw the word poverty, which is spelled P-O-V-E-R-T-Y, poverty. It's a noun, and it's the state of being poor and unable to pay for basic things like food and shelter. For example, this organization gives food and clothes to families who live in poverty.
Poverty 名词贫穷
Now, finally, the article tells us, what's more, poorer countries often lack proper medical tools for CL and CP. But unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's article. So we're going to go straight to our For You chat. We'll see you in a minute.
For You chat.
Okay, so today's For You chat question is, what are some birth defects that affect babies? How do they affect the children as they grow up?
Okay, well, one that I can think of that's quite common, and actually I've had some family members who were born with this, is called spina bifida. What's that in Chinese?
I think it's 脊椎侧弯, but I'm not quite sure.
Okay, well, it's when your spine, the bones in your back, don't form properly, so they end up curving.
Yeah.
So instead of standing up straight, babies often have to stand like this, and they need to wear something on their bodies when they're young to keep their spine straight. And that they usually wear it for a few years, and then they have to... Then their spine kind of gets formed.
Oh, yeah.
And so they have to do that for a long time. It's not great, but it's fixable. Now, that's all the time we've got for today. So unfortunately, Elsie and I have to say goodbye. So for now, I'm Erin.
I'm Elsie. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Love makes whole smiles. All new parents love to see their little bundles of joy smiling. However, 2 birth defects can cause babies' mouths and lips not to form properly. These birth defects are the cleft lip, CL, and the cleft palate, CP. They can affect a child's ability to speak and eat, and they even cause hearing and tooth problems. Sadly, CL and CP affect almost 2 babies in every 1,000 births in the U.S. alone. Taiwanese organization Nordhoff Craniofacial Foundation, NCF, started Love Makes Whole to help these children. It raises money for affected children both locally and in developing countries. Through this special program, people give a certain amount of money to children with CL and CP each month. Since 1998, 1,600 international patients have received free surgery and related medical care thanks to NCF. The organization feels it has a duty to help overseas patients, as many of these people are faced with poverty and hunger. What's more, poorer countries often lack proper medical tools for CL and CP surgery.
Vocabulary Review. Properly. The teacher taught her students how to properly say the word thought. Program. A new government program is helping homeless people find new homes. Patient. There are many patients in the hospital waiting to see a doctor. Medical. My uncle had many medical problems in the past, but he's healthy now. Overseas. The company has overseas offices in Japan, South Korea, and Singapore. Poverty. For people who live in poverty, it can be difficult just to get food.